You should have never doubted me. I'ma work to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath. Yeah. Yeah, you should have never doubted me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Work Never Stops podcast. I'm Deji, your host, founder of Go Hard Energy, and I'm here with another exciting episode for you. I brought another one of my fellow Trojans to join me, and she's an awesome entrepreneur, Josette Lee. She's also in the Marshall MBA program with me right now. But really cool that recently she's decided to relaunch a brand that she's been working on for some time. It's a makeup brand. I'm not gonna I don't want to do it a disjustice, so I'm not gonna go in and talk about it that deeply. But she has relaunched this brand. I'm so proud of her for doing this and having the courage to do it, and also the courage to join the podcast to talk about it. Pretty cool. I just bought some stuff for my lady from your line.
Did you? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I had her do it. So
thank you so much.
I was like, look at this stuff and see if you want something from me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're looking for that to come and get that in the house and see what it does. I'm gonna have her post a video. She always has people asking her for tips and stuff like this. So I was like, you know what, this is perfect. Let's see what's up here.
I'm so excited. Thanks for doing that. I didn't even know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so welcome, Josie.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah. Glad to have you on. Where are you right now?
I am in Oakland, California. I'm a Bay Area native. And so we started our business in the Bay. And so being from the Bay, it means so much to me and my mom. My mom is my business partner. And my mom has been making skincare for me since I was a kid, since I was a teenager. So these are all of the products that have grown up with me through my life. And we started our business probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was always really a passion project for us. And it wasn't until rather recently, within this year, that we really started a really big push for the brand. So we run an organic, handmade, sustainable organic skincare line. So that's what we've been doing. And it's been extremely rewarding. And the reason why we love being from the Bay and why it was so important for us to create this brand from Oakland is because we grew up here, and just the way that the community in Oakland shows up for each other, it's just phenomenal. It's amazing.
Yeah. With small biz, I'm a small business advocate. I love small business. I'm a product of small business. But the number one thing that I think small business it does and contributes to, which I think gets discounted, is community. Mm-hmm. You're talking about people showing up for the business to support. It's because they know that when you succeed, it's their success. Right. That's such an underplayed part of business, man. That's awesome. One thing that you said that I wanted to hear about more is that your mom used to make products for you growing up.
Yeah. So
wow.
It started because we both have super sensitive skin. So I get rashes from, anything that's store bought that has fragrances in it, for example. And so she started making very simple products from home. She would use USDA organic certified ingredients. So just the top-notch ingredients, and it's super simple, no preservatives or fragrances or colors in it. And that seemed to help. We both have eczema. So everything, it's we have food allergies, we have allergies to the sun, we have allergies to everything. So that's really how she started. And
wow,
yeah.
I want to know how she even started doing that. There was no YouTube then. So, it's like, how did you do this? And that's cool because, I have a few friends who have eczema and, throughout the years, and they're always having some kind of issue with stuff. And so that's cool. That's another added benefit I didn't know about. That's cool.
Yeah. But my mom, she's an organic skincare formulator. So Well, she's always come from such a health and wellness space. And so like she also, we're also doing our yoga teacher training together. So
nice.
We're just trying to kind of, I don't know, try to be as healthy as we can, because your skin is just a byproduct of how you are inside, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
Do.
That's cool. So this is, Mom's wasn't doing something on the side. This is what she does. Like, this is like.
It was what she did on the side. So I think it was right after college. She had already been making a lot of skincare for me and my friends. I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I went to school for like advertising and marketing. I know how to create a website. Like, why don't you just let me help you create something? And I had to honestly like beg her and convince her. I was like, Mom, I promise if you make all of the products, I will do everything else for you, for all of the marketing and branding. And so I finally convinced her, and that's kind of when we started. But it was always this like, it was always kind of like a side hustle, you know? And so it wasn't for, until this year that we really started to kick it up, and we're excited to kind of see where it might grow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you stick to your side hustle long enough, it becomes your main hustle. So this is a Work Never Stops podcast. So I want to know, when's a time in your life where you had to make a decision whether to keep pushing forward or to settle? Like, when was your breakthrough moment, your work never stops kind of initiation?
Yeah. So let me back up and tell you that JMA was always kind of this side hustle that I did. So I worked full time. We go to school, we got our MBA. And so it was always a part of what I do outside of everything else that I did. So it wasn't until literally like 4 months ago that I was like, just had this change of heart, change of mind. And COVID had happened, and it started to kind of pick up with JMA. And so that was the time that I finally was like, it's time to either, do this or to really, kind of quit it. And so at that point I was like, there's no way I'm quitting. I really want to see if I can do this. And I think that's a big motto in my life is I'm just curious if I can do it. And so that curiosity always drives me to want to do more. And so that was that deciding factor that I was like, no way am I going to quit. I'm going to continue to do this.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So what was it that made you kind of say, what made you question if you could do this or not? Like what really challenged you to say, hey, well, you know what, I'm going to try this?
Being an entrepreneur, being in skincare, it's so competitive. And there's something that we haven't been taught enough is the struggle of what it means to make money in this world as an entrepreneur, how many highs, how many lows there are, and how many different ways you have to pivot. And that's something that I've really learned this last year is nothing is going to propel you more than your own self. So like you have to have that willingness. But even if it's hard and you're going to stick with it, that kind of tells you something about your brand, right? People are sticking around because they care about it. They like something about it. And that's what kind of pushes me forward, is that I know that I have something here. And so I'm just curious if more people will kind of see that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. If you say something, you're speaking for 1,000 people. And as you are finding out, it's more than 1,000 people. So yeah, that's good. Going through these ups and downs as an entrepreneur, you realize that you're kind of like, you're working on yourself, right? Because you have to keep, like you said, pivoting. Really, you're adjusting to everything that's happening in your business, and you have to get to a place. You'll burn yourself out if you keep adjusting to everything that's happening. So you kind of have to start planning, strategizing, thinking ahead. But really, what it is you're preparing yourself. You're growing as a person, right? To be able to deal with all the changes that are happening.
Let me ask you something, because when you're kind of on these back-to-back calls and during meetings and networking and, doing actually like the business things, what's that one thing that you do that kind of like makes you settle down and you're finally like, oh gosh, I really need this like one moment to recharge?
Yeah.
For you.
So for me, it's I'm an athlete, so it could be, I'm hitting some push-ups real quick, or just going through my lunge series that my trainers got me doing right now, and music. I will blast a song. Like if I got 3 minutes, boom, I I put that song on that gets me going. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What about yourself?
I have two very lovable dogs. And so like even right before this, I was on back-to-back meetings and I wanted to kind of like get freshened up and just feel a little bit more, I don't know, the feels. And so I just cuddled up next to my dogs, closed my eyes for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I feel great. I was like,
yeah, nah, you got to have that thing, but it's important, guys. You got to know what that thing is that just centers you,
Right.
Yeah, it's important because the day can pull you all over the place. Like, I don't know if I should be saying this, but I was talking to my therapist today, and that was like the number one thing is that, I have so many things going on right now, and there's family, there's work, and there's just people, right? And just trying to manage the way that I deal with them is like, let me take care of me, and you always have to come back to that thing.
Totally.
So
I also have a similar experience. I also have a therapist, and I think she's amazing, but she holds it down for me, honestly. When I have all these thoughts and when I have all of these different things going on, she's really there to just ground me and just honestly just tell me how great I'm doing, because in that moment, that's what I need.
Yeah, no, definitely. But also too, as ambitious people, maybe we don't take that time to say, hey, you know what? That was awesome. It's
right.
It's hard to do it, but you have to do it. So, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've had multiple people request that you that you come on the podcast, and it's not like this just happened in the last couple of weeks. This has been a thing. So
you're gonna have to tell me in private who those people are.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so I mean, that's saying something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the opportunity. I just think that, my partnership with you and my friendship with you has grown so much in these last couple of years, and I'm so thankful to have met you.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm grateful. Your whole team is I really connected with your whole team from the from the first year. All you guys are pretty awesome, and even it's funny because we're not meeting in person right now for school, and I it's funny enough, I miss those break moments where we would be sitting on the couch right there and just kind of like catching up. Like I really do miss those moments, Josie, like just catching up, for a quick minute, just seeing where you're at and everything. So so we know where you're at right now, and what you're trying to accomplish in the immediate time. What are you looking to do in the future?
I would love JMA to just blow up. And so what I'm really trying to get right now is that footprint with, the network outside of my own network, and really seeing where we could get with the press, where we could get with different partnerships, different organizations to partner with. Something really interesting that I hadn't, that I've kind of thought about, and this could be a test to how JMA does, but maybe in the future, we could think about something like franchising an idea like this. And so that is something that's really interesting to me. I've been just kind of networking and talking to people about the idea. So I'm curious to see where that might take us, but I definitely want to grow the brand more so that it's more well-known, and maybe that's a possibility for the future. But obviously, like growing my team right now, we have a team of like eight people. And so we grew really fast over the last couple of months. And I'd love to have more people on the team and kind of grow what that might look like.
Yeah. Wow. Such an interesting time to be going through this, because you literally can do, you can be planning to do anything, right? Like, your business could be completely digital. You could be doing the pop-up thing. You could, like it's even brick and mortar. I don't know exactly how the commercial real estate market is, but I imagine depending on the location, they're thirsty to get, so
to get out and get some like personal interaction, like something that I feel like skincare kind of lacks is this like community aspect. So this is like a part of what JMA is trying to be more involved in, is the community, because community to me is everything. It's where I grew up. It's how I grew up. And so we're doing a lot of different partnerships with people from the Bay, different entrepreneurs, and we're just trying to be a little bit different, like more of like a friend to a friend. But I'm curious if I like that idea of like that brick and mortar, and I wonder if skincare could be some type of community outreach where you're doing skincare together. So that's interesting.
No, it absolutely can. I can see it. And I think it's important too. Like, I'm a big fan of marketing, kind of like, in a certain geographical area and dominating the area and then moving to the next space. I guess in our in the last generation of entrepreneurship, this like globalization or nationalization I concept just got kind of overplayed. I think I think there's some strength, a lot more strength maybe in just focusing on your area and the people there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So for all those people out there who aren't, maybe they're not where you are right now, but they want to be where you are right now, and you just freshly kind of made the leap into putting both feet in on this. Tell them kind of like what it means to be, a founder of a brand. Like what does your day consist of?
I manage a large team, and I also manage the workload for my mom too. So I'm basically managing a lot of different people and a lot of different personalities, and I love that part of my job. I love interacting with people and really understanding who they are so that they can, do the work that they want to do. And so that's a really big part of what I do. Aside from that, my wheels are constantly turning about how to bring in more revenue, how to bring in more profit, and just like be innovative. So something that we have coming out in the works that I wasn't sure if I was going to share, but I'm going to share.
Exclusive.
We have a custom facial oil that's going to come out probably in January. The launch will be. So it's kind of unique in that a lot of these different companies don't create a custom facial oil for you. I mean, different companies do, but in a different type of way. But there's like 100 different permutations that you could get, combinations. This quiz, and it's only like 4 questions. But yeah, we're going to be introducing CBD, CBG into skincare. So I'm super excited for that. But I think the one thing that I've really learned is it's the confidence to say that you have your own company. And that's something that I feel like I lacked before. Before coming in, even getting my MBA, I felt unsure because the brand wasn't there yet. So it took me so long to create a brand because I was working part-time and I was going to school. And so I wasn't focused on this full-time. And so I just think that a lot of people are doing the same thing. They are working full-time so that they can fund this project of theirs. And so just the advice and what I would say is that you just continue pushing. Like once you get to a place where you feel like your brand is there, then that's when you really, really push. And that's going to be the scariest moment. And I felt scared, 4 months ago when we we launched like a month ago, really, honestly. But we'd been planning for months before that. And like, it took like 5 years to really get the brand right. So I think, you know, what I would say is just, if you know you have something, just continue to push for it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with taking your time with it. Yeah. It sounds like you had the brand, but maybe you were finding out kind of what it actually is for a while, right?
Yeah. You know, I think a big part of it was I wanted to make sure that I had the products right. I wanted to continue to test with friends and family to see if I had something here. And so I had to have these real conversations with my friends and family. And I said, you know, if you weren't my friend, would you use this product? And, you know, you have to be completely honest with me. And they said that they would. So I was like, okay, great. I know that I'm ready now. We have the brand, we have the story, we have our mission and our vision, and we have a team that's supporting us. So it's been a really, really interesting transformation, and I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I really like the branding. Like, you did a great job with the content, and you're still doing a great job with the content. So keep it up. Are you the brand ambassador?
What do you mean? Yes.
Are you not only a client? Are you the president as well? No,
Oh yeah. So I get really embarrassed because people are like, what do you use? I mean, not embarrassed, but people are like, have you tried this brand? Have you tried this brand? I'm like, honestly, no, I haven't, because I only use our brand.
Yeah.
I only use JMA morning and night. So yeah, a lot of my friends also, I mean, they use some products of other people, but they've really seen the transformation from using our products. So it's been interesting.
Yeah. Wow, that's some good stuff. Yeah, I want some stuff, but I had to get my lady to get some first so I could feel comfortable.
I'll send you some. You just let me know. So a lot of times what I do is a lot of consultations. So on the side, my friends will ask me, like, what do you recommend? So always feel free to just send me a message. My Instagram is public. Anyone can message me and just ask me what to recommend, and that's what I do.
Okay. Yeah. What is your Instagram, by the way?
I should change it, but it's Joe.
Oh, wait. If you're gonna change it, we can just add it in here.
I don't know what it's going to be, but I should name it just my full name. But it's Josie, but with 4 O's.
Yeah. You don't know how difficult it's been trying to message you. I'll put Josie, and then it's like,
I know.
Like, wait a minute. No, there was 3 O's. Nope.
I mean, this is the first time I've ever had my Instagram public, and it took so much courage for me to do that.
What's that been like?
It's scary putting yourself out there like that. I'm a pretty private person when it comes to my personal things, and so keeping my profile public it's scary for sure.
Yeah. Well, welcome. I know. Yeah. I mean, I totally see this thing blowing up, so get comfortable.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, that's cool. You'll continue to get better at it. Anything else you'd want to say to the people?
I don't think so. I think if anyone has any questions or anything, I'm here to kind of be a sounding board and answer anything that I can. Of course, I'm just starting out as well. So honestly, just learning and listening to all of you as well.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this, but I don't know if that's even a possibility. But if you do want to join the JMA movement, reach out to Josie and offer your services. I'm sure if it's a fit, she's more than happy to have you on. Josie, another thing, I just want to say how happy I am that you decided to do this because from day one, when you told me you had a business with your mom, like it's like I was like, this is so powerful just off of the relationship. Just the fact that you guys are in tune enough to work together in this aspect, whatever the business relationship is, that's huge, especially in today's world with, everything going on with women entrepreneurs and stuff like this. This is the kind of story that you want to hear. And so when you told me that, I was like, because of course we're starting our MBA and everything, right? And I was like, wait, so that's what you do? But that wasn't like the main thing. I was like, this is it. This is the thing, right?
I remember you saying that. I remember. And it just took so much courage for me to say, like, this is what I'm doing. And of our 2 years that we've been to school with each other, how many times have you heard me say, like, I have a skincare brand?
Not.
Yeah. So I'm learning. I feel like it has a lot to do with my culture and, like, just the not boasting. And so I'm just trying to figure that out as well. Like, coming from an Asian culture, we're taught to be super modest and, and Asian culture, you're supposed to go through a route of, like, becoming a doctor or, like, a lawyer.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's so many things. So happy to talk about any of those things if anyone wants to.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I think it's funny. Tanya has this hoodie that I really love. It's kids of immigrant child or something like this. Something like this. And anyway, it's funny. Most of my close friends are children of immigrants, or in some way. There's this thing, we have this thing where we're supposed to do things a certain way, and we have to fight through that first before we get to the thing that we really want to do.
I totally agree. I mean, we've talked about this before, and so it's a real thing that I feel like a lot of people go through, especially people of color starting out their businesses right now.
Yeah. So cool. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast. I hope, I wish you tremendous success. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. But yeah, I'll let you know when Melissa's review drops.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Yeah,
I'm remembering her order now. It was the hyaluronic acid, I think.
I don't say outside of my out of my wheelhouse.
You should have let me know that was her. I had no idea.
Oh yeah. All I know is moisturizer and facial scrub. I know about toner. Yeah. I know a little bit about about health and beauty. No.
What do you use for your skin?
I'm kind of displaced right now, but you're gonna laugh at me for this. This is terrible. I feel so bad saying this. Clean and Clear daily scrub. I use the daily scrub, and and then I have a Biore charcoal cleanser. I don't use that every day, but every now and then I do feel like I feel weird talking about this on the podcast. Right. I feel like I'm gonna end up saying something where I know too much for a guy, but
no. And so this is what we're trying to do for JMA too, is that we're creating an inclusive brand. So of all skin types, men and women. And so we have a photo shoot coming up next week that's going to have a lot more men in it. And so I'm really, this is interesting for me because men really, they have the same skin.
Yeah, we do have skin. Yeah.
You have to take care of it. Okay, yeah. What else?
So I use the charcoal whenever I feel like I need to kind of strip everything. Right. If I'm feeling oily or something like this, or just too many days in the gym back to back and not enough because I like to go in the steamer. Mm-hmm. Not enough of that because I feel that opens my pores and lets my face breathe. So I'll just use that to strip it off. Or if I've been if I'm feeling grimy, basically I'll use that to completely strip everything. Right. And then typically for a moisturizer, I forget the name, but I buy it from Target and it's got a purple top. That one, or I just started using Pond's. Yeah, they have like a 24-hour moisturizer that it goes on well. It's not extra oily. Like I don't like oily moisturizers. Mm-hmm. Something that goes on pretty easily and is very breathable, dries up quick, but keeps me moisturized. So I use that, and every now and then I'll take a dab now of of fractionated coconut oil,
Okay.
and I'll use that because it moisturizes, but it doesn't have you all like shiny and extra oily. But I know it hydrates the skin, so I'll use that as well. And then just another level of fractionated coconut oil is like my tussin. It's like it like heals everything. If I get a little cut from boxing or whatever, I put it on there. It heals like in a couple of days. It's so fast. But anyway, that's another thing that I love.
That's amazing. We have two coconut cleansers, and people usually use it as like a double cleanse. So there's a coconut balm, which is like an oil-based scrub. That's kind of like what you're talking about. And then we have a coconut powder, which is really nice. So it's a soothing daily cleanser. But yeah.
Huh. So how to use this powder?
It's a concept that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. It comes to me very intuitively, but as I've like created this brand and talked to so many people, they're like, I don't understand how you use the powder. So you scoop a little bit in your hand and then add some water into your hand. So you're able to, it's easy for you to like handle the consistency, handle how much you want. And you're kind of like being creative with it when you're like mixing it. So I really like that aspect of it. Kind of like a process. So skincare to me is a process. It's a routine.
Yeah.
And so, you use the powder and then you mix it with some water and then you scrub your face.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yep.
So cool. Yeah. There's like so much here. There's like a really cool retail experience here that you can use, even workshops. I mean,
true.
This is awesome. And of course, the thing that I always love the most is the mother-daughter, yeah. Because even if it's like a cool, like, I don't know if I should be dropping this here, but a cool JMA experience for mothers and daughters,
I love that. I love that a lot.
Yeah, that could be really cool. Of course, it would come with the price tag, but it'd be a good experience.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I love that.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, that's that. Great talking to you as always. Wish I could give you a hug, but
I know.
But yeah. Anyway, hopefully we get to walk the stage and I'll see you that day.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Deji.
Absolutely. You have a great rest of the day. I'm going to drop all your information here. So guys, definitely check out JMA and follow Josie on her newly public page, but no trolling or else you have me to answer to. You don't want to see these hands. But anyway, all right, guys, thanks. Work Never Stops podcast. If you want to check out any other entrepreneur lessons or anything like that, workneverstops.co. I drop an entrepreneur lesson every week, and you can also subscribe there for entrepreneur lesson videos. All right, until next time, I'm Deji Wessey, that's Josette Lee, and we're out.
I was so hard-headed at first. My grandma didn't even believe in me. I kept going though. All I can say is I told you. Jury at the bank now in the vault. You should have never doubted me.